Hi, welcome once again to M5's English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan and I'm here on your TV to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay, well, let's learn English together. And a very Merry Tuesday to you all. Yes, I know it's not Friday, but at least we're on the way to Friday. We're on the way to the end of the week. The standard working week, that is, obviously. And so, we find ourselves here on Tuesday, ready to get stuck in. And we all know that the sooner we get started, the sooner we finish, and that gives us a boost of energy. That encourages us to think of what's waiting at the end of the week. Yes, that encourages us to look ahead, to stare into the distance, scanning the horizon for a sign of Friday. And yes, it's out there, somewhere beyond Thursday. Friday is waiting for us. But, well, to be honest, from this distance, I don't think we could see it. I mean, if we borrowed the Hubble telescope, we might be able to see it. But, well, I'm not sure the studio's big enough for the Hubble telescope to fit inside. And then, well, we could put it in the garden. But what if it rains? What if the telescope gets wet? Mr. and Mrs. Hubble won't be pleased, will they? No. So, let's face it, the simplest thing for us to do is just to scan the horizon with our eyes. That way, we can avoid any trouble with the Hubbles. All right then, mateys, let's make a start on today. Okay, well, we all know what happened yesterday, don't we? Yes, we ran out of time and we didn't manage to finish the sentences we were looking at. Okay, so let's get stuck in once more to those sentences with the group 1, irregular verbs. Verbs where the infinitive, the past simple form, and the past participle are all the same. All right, so let's see the ones we completed. Remember to shut the door when you leave for work. He never shuts the window at night, so I often wake up shivering. When the surgeon was about to cut the patient's leg off, someone sneezed, "Achoo!" and the surgeon accidentally cut his own hand off. Okay, so those are the ones we've completed. Let's have a look at the rest. The private put in the wrong information and the missile didn't doodaloo the target. It missed. Whoops, a bit of a mistake in the army. They're trying to make sure that the missile strikes the right target, but the private put in the wrong information. Instead of the coordinates of the target, he put in the GPS information about how to get to the Ponzi Peacock. Let's hope that the Ponzi Peacock is okay. All right, now, which verb are we looking for here? Yes, that's right. We're looking for a synonym for strike, and that is what? Yes, to hit. Bingo! So, bung it in. The private put in the wrong information and the missile didn't hit the target, it missed. So, a bad day for the army. The missile missed. It didn't hit the target it was meant to. And now, as we can see, there's more trouble coming. When the general heard that the missile missed the target, he doodaloo the private with a chair. Oh dear, the private is paying for his mistake, isn't he? Yes, the general wasn't happy about the mistake that the private made. And the general reacted in, well, a rather physical way. The private's mistake meant that the missile didn't hit the target. Well, it didn't hit the right target. But now, the general didn't make the same mistake. The general picked up a chair and he didn't miss. He hit the private with the chair. When the general heard that the missile missed the target, he hit the private with a chair. Well, we'd better leave them to it. Let's move on, shall we? All right, what's next? Aha, a question about someone who's very wealthy, very rich. And we can see that the question is about money. So, which verb do you think we're going to use? Yes, that's right, the verb to cost. Okay then, let's see it. How much did your private island cost? $340 million! Bingo! I'm asking how much money you had to pay to get an island. I'm asking what the price of the island was. How much did it cost? And, yes, it cost a lot of money, didn't it? Well, yes, I suppose I should congratulate you, but blimey, $340 million? Crikey, that's a lot of money. Thinking about that sort of money will give you a headache. So let's move on. And the next one? Well, this one's also about money, isn't it? Yes, and in this one too, we're talking about how much money I had to exchange to get this pair of jeans. It's cost again, isn't it? Yes, let's see it. This pair of jeans was on sale. They only cost me $15. Great! Well done you, a bargain. Well done. Okay, it's a shame that they look like they do, but well, never mind. It's not important to follow fashion. At least it's not important for you to look fashionable. And are you aware of the fact that what you bought aren't actually jeans? No, I didn't think so. Jeans are made of denim. And what you're wearing, well, I'm not sure what material that is. It looks like the sort of thing that's a byproduct of a scientific experiment which went wrong. What you bought, well, I'm not sure if there is a word for them. Well, a mistake. That's good. No, really, that's good. That works. And never mind. Don't pay any attention to the people who laugh at you in the street. They don't matter. Just ignore them. So, those were 9, I think, sentences using verbs which fit into group monkey. Sorry, not monkey, group 1. Okay, so as I told you, the verbs in this group have the same form for the infinitive, the past simple, and the past participle. All right, now, what about group 2? Or as I like to call it, group banana. Yes, what was the connection between the verbs in this group? Can you all remember? Yes, this group, group 2 or group banana, whichever one you prefer. This group is where the infinitive is different to the past simple form and the past participle. But that's the only form which is different. The past simple form and the past participle are the same. It's only the infinitive which is different. Okay, so going back to our long list of irregular verbs, are there any there which are group banana? Sorry, group 2. Well, let's have a look. Here they all are. Are there any there which fit the criteria? Well, let's have a look at the list again, shall we? Okay, well, have a look and see if you can see any which fit into group banana. Oh, all right, group 2. Well, I think that there are 9. I think I can see 9 which fit into this group. Bring, buy, catch, feel, find, say, make, think, hear. And that's 9, isn't it? Yes. And those 9 all fit into the second group, the group where the infinitive is different, but the past simple form and the past participle are the same. Let's have another look at this bunch. Bring, brought, brought. Buy, bought, bought. Catch, caught, caught. Feel, felt, felt. Find, found, found. Say, said, said. Make, made, made. Think, thought, thought. Hear, heard, heard. All right, so there are some of the verbs which make up group 2. So it must be time for us to practice using them, mustn't it? Yes, let's check that we can all put the verbs into the correct gaps in the following little story. Last week, I was at home watching Let's Speak English on the telly when I doodle-loo someone knocking on the window. I turned the telly off and went over to the window to see who it was. I was very surprised to see my friend at the window. I live on the 4th floor, you see. I helped my friend in and he sat down. He doodle-loo to me, "Do you want to come fishing with me?" I doodle-loo about it for a moment and then I agreed. I went into my bedroom and doodle-loo an old pair of jeans and my welly boots. We decided to leave via the door. Doodle-loo, I didn't fancy climbing down 4 stories, and we went down to the river. I asked my friend if I should doodle-loo something to drink, but he said there was no need. We doodle-loo a couple of beers on the way so that we would have something to drink. We got to the river, sat down and started to fish. We sat there for hours until all of the beer was finished. We didn't doodle-loo a single fish, but we both managed to doodle-loo a cold. Finally, when it got dark, we went home and I went straight to bed. I doodle-loo so bad I didn't even doodle-loo any dinner before I went to bed. Okay, a little story about something which happened last week. Now let's try and put the verbs from our list, the verbs in group 2, into the correct gaps, okay? Well, let's start with the first section of the story, shall we? Last week, I was at home watching Let's Speak English on the telly when I doodle-loo someone knocking on the window. I turned the telly off and went over to the window to see who it was. I was very surprised to see my friend at the window. I live on the 4th floor, you see. Okay, that's not so difficult now, is it? No. All we have to do is identify one verb. Okay, so let's have a look at the first sentence. Which tense is that first bit in? Yes, it's the past continuous, isn't it? Yes, and why do you think we're using the past continuous? Yes, because we often use the past continuous when we're telling a story. We use the past continuous together with another tense. Which one? Yes, that's right, the past simple. We often use these two tenses together when we're relating or telling a story. We use the past continuous to set the scene, to tell people what was going on, to help people imagine the scene. And that's what I was doing there, setting the scene, telling you what was happening. And then what? Yes, after that, we're going to interrupt the longer action of the past continuous with the past simple to show that something interrupted me when I was watching telly. I started watching telly and then at some point afterwards, my friend knocked on the window. All right, and hey nonny nonny, so which verb from the group fits the sentence? Well, which verb do you think is best for the sentence? Think about the sentence. Someone was knocking on the window. Okay, and why do people knock on windows? Yes, because they want to get someone's attention. And if you get someone's attention by knocking, then which sense are you trying to get a reaction from? Well, we've got 5 senses: sight, smell, hearing, taste, and touch. Sight is the sense related to seeing things. But when someone is knocking on something, they're not hoping that we see them, are they? Well, what about smell? No, don't be silly. Knocking on windows? People can't smell things like that. No, well then, what about taste? No, we taste things with our tongues. There's no connection at all between the two ideas. And touch is wrong too. When people knock on doors or windows, as you all know, they're trying to get our attention. And they want us to hear that they're knocking. Think about what people have or used to have on their front doors. These things. Yes, these things. The things that people used to have on their doors. Well, some people still do have them on their doors, but a lot of people have replaced them with doorbells. But both doorbells and their predecessor, the door knocker, were designed to do the same thing, weren't they? Yes, these things are designed to let the person inside the house know that there is someone outside the house who wants to speak to them. And this desire to speak to the person is communicated through sound, the sound of a knocker or a doorbell. It's the sound which we hear which tells us that someone is at the door. And when we knock on a door or on a window, in this case, it's the same thing. We're trying to get someone's attention by creating a noise so that they come to investigate the noise. And on that note, it's time for us to part for the day. Yes, our 15 minutes for the day is up and it's time for me to go home. But don't worry, I'll see you all tomorrow. Until then, have a good time. Do your chores, walk the dog and stuff like that. See you all tomorrow. See you later. www.mediaclick.hu. Bye!